Jamaica is not shy about its dominance in track and field. A green, gold, and black track has been painted on the floor of the capital city's international airport terminal. "We have so much pride in our country," she says. "It's a community. I'm not talking about one area. The ability as a country to come together, to support our own, is unmatched. Everything that we have here is authentic," she continues. "If Jamaicans love you, they love you. If they don't like something, they don't like something. It doesn't matter how small we are. From small things come big actions. Being from this small island, we don't have all the resources that we think we need, but we make it work. We have a way of using what we have and maximizing that." Her sentiment is basically a black proverb across the globe, and Fraser Pryce embodies it fully. Despite being an underdog at the 2008 Beijing Olympics,
she looked very good through the first 3 rounds. Like Usain Bolt, no experience at this level, 21 years old. That means she has no baggage to bring to this race. She could very well end up winning the whole thing.
Fraser Pryce, following the race, which has since become her signature event, Fraser Pryce learned a lesson that would serve her well for the rest of her illustrious career. Never underestimate yourself. "Valued myself. I'm not just here for participation, I'm here to win." That competitive spirit revealed itself when she was a child. "I grew up with all boys," she says. "It was always my brother and my cousins, always outside. When the boys were flying kites, she was flying kites. When they were going to the river, she was going to the river. You're rolling tires down the street? I want to be inside the tire," she recalls, laughing. "Being fierce for competition is not necessarily about anyone else. It's just me." Beyond the familial inspiration, she says, her circumstances also shaped her path. "Being from the inner city, that's how I survived," she explains. "When I look back, I can see that my environment cultivated the person who I am. I'm strong, determined, I'm persistent." Promising American sprinters often perfect their craft on high-tech tracks, but many upstart Jamaican runners have trained on dirt. During the COVID lockdowns, Fraser Pryce returned to a dirt track, which took a toll on her body. Still, she went on to win a world championship in 2022, making her the first athlete, male or female, to win 5 titles in an individual running event. Fraser Pryce's dominance is almost supernatural. She has run at an elite level for over 15 years, almost half of them as a mother. Much is made of her age and her steadfast athleticism after giving birth. But her achievements cannot be overstated. The 37-year-old, who delivered her son Zion in 2017, continues to surpass expectations. The same year she won the 2022 world title, she also won at the Monaco Diamond League and became the first woman to run under 10.7 seconds 6 times in one season. Nearly 2 years later, she's still excited about the sport. "There's not a day I'm getting up to go practice and I'm like, I'm over this," Fraser Pryce says. Her decision to retire after the 2024 Paris Olympics isn't due to the restraints of age or the desire to stop racing. She's essentially forcing herself to retire to spend more time with her family. "My son needs me," she says. "My husband and I have been together since before I won in 2008. He has sacrificed for me. We're a partnership, a team, and it's because of that support that I'm able to do the things that I have been doing for all these years. And I think I now owe it to them to do something else." For now, though, she's focused on training for Paris, which she says is about pushing boundaries and showing people that you stop when you decide. "I want to finish on my own terms." Her training regimen for Paris includes pacing herself after dealing with an injury, which hampered her chances for 3 straight world titles at the 2023 World Championships in Budapest, where she was bested by her teammate Shericka Jackson and by U.S. track star Sha'Carri Richardson. But even an injured Fraser Pryce still placed among the best in the world. Her stellar track career may not have happened at all without people who saw her promise early on. "I remember going to school, and a lot of times I didn't tell people where I lived, because people tend to put you in a box based on where you're from," she recalls. "But I found a community of people who believed in me." At about 14 years old, she went to the Penn Relays in Philadelphia with her school's track team and gained a mentor, a woman named Jean Koch, who presided over an association that helped fund young athletes' trips to sporting competitions. It was her generosity, and the generosity of so many others, that left a mark on me. Fraser Pryce says. I was blessed to have people who looked out for me and kept me on track. Before Koch's involvement, the young sprinter hadn't envisioned running as a lucrative career. Initially, she'd thought she would become a flight attendant. But Fraser Pryce, nicknamed Pocket Rocket for her combination of speed and petite stature, took off in a different way. Her track prowess has since elevated her into the pantheon of Jamaican track and field stars who have kept the country at the top of the global ranks of sprinters. Though Jamaica's dirt tracks may have been tough on some of its athletes, they have produced powerhouses like Usain Bolt, Shericka Jackson, Veronica Campbell-Brown, Elaine Thompson, Hera, and Merlene Ottey. In fact, more track superstars per capita than almost any other nation in the last 2 decades. And Fraser Pryce is intentional about watering that ground. Throughout her career, she's been steadily directing resources to Jamaican youth, pouring into other young athletes across the country. Through her Pocket Rocket Foundation, which she founded in 2012 to support student athletes, she has leveraged her relationships with Nike to invest in athletic spaces in the Kingston community, where she was born and raised.
I must say though, I am part of a community that's always doing outreach. So I'm from Waterhouse, I belong to the Penwood Church of Christ. We've always been known to do outreach. So that was always a part of, who I was as a young girl growing up. And then being able or being in an environment where I constantly had help, standing on shoulders of other women or men who saw that I needed the help. So it was almost like it was innate for me. And 2012 going into 2013, it was just at the forefront of my mind, like, this is what I need to do.
I didn't start the foundation because it looks good, she says. I started it because I wanted to give student athletes the opportunity to believe that there is so much more for them. So it has been a passion of mine to see, so far, 73 student athletes pass through the foundation. Her organization also helps students financially, so that they're not thinking about where the food is coming from, where tuition is coming from, so they can focus on being in school, as well as on their sport. In addition, as a founding member of Nike's athlete think tank, she has implored the company to invest in the hometowns of athletes that have made its logo globally recognized. As a result of her efforts, Nike has brought internet connectivity to her community and supported her philanthropic activities, among other initiatives. You can have an impact, and it's important to show people that you can't be selfish, she says. It's not enough that we step on a track and we win medals. You have to think about the next generation that's coming after you and give them the opportunity to also dream, and dream big.